I've got 3 words for you. Batman Arkham Asylum. This game bucked the trend of making horrible Batman games that extended way back into the 8-bit era. How did they pull this off? Simple. They understood the source material and they had a vision. Honestly, those guys at Rocksteady, they knew who and what Batman truly is. He's a detective, he's a predator, and most importantly, wait, not that kind of predator though. And most importantly, he can kick your ass 12 times before you hit the ground. Put that all together and you get the Batman Arkham series of games. A lot of people can pick up these games just for the story alone, but then you have those sadistic maniacs who spend hours upon hours pummeling the ever-loving shit out of one of these endless waves of thugs in these different challenge maps, which honestly is crazy amounts of fun. You can beat up this guy, or you can beat up this guy, or you could beat up this guy again, or you can beat up a medic, or you can beat up a crocodile. The list goes on and on. In the grand scheme of things, there aren't all that many Batman games under the Arkham umbrella. I'd say there are maybe 6 big ones in total. You got this one, and this one, and this one, and these ones, and whatever this is. I don't know what this is. And this thing. Yeah, this one too. So which one was the best one? Let me tell you right now, it ain't this one. And this one can go Coming in at number 6, you've got Arkham Origins Blackgate for the PS3 and PlayStation Vita. I took the time to 100% this game, and I gotta tell ya, it's easily one of the games that I've ever played. This game has good ideas in principle that are pretty terrible in practice. It utilized the PlayStation Vita's touchscreens to search for clues and do most of the detective work in the game, but you know what they couldn't figure out? How to design a simple map. This map is probably the worst thing known to man. Oh my god, this map. The game is full of story-related barricades that make backtracking nearly impossible sometimes, and when you have the map, it makes it even harder. That should not be the way it works, it should be the opposite of that thing that I just said. The combat was decent for a Vita game, and it tries to parrot the full console Arkham games, but it never really holds up. The game is pretty bare bones after you beat the game, and the truly crazy people out there will slog through that game 2 more times just to get the parts to build a costume that you can only use to play through the game again? But after 3 times, why would you? However, I still like this game better than that piece of. Coming in at number 5, we've got Gotham Knights. Full disclosure, I don't actually hate this game. It's definitely not Arkham Origins Blackgate. But then again, I guess that's kind of a low bar. Okay, here's what's good about the game. The nightly crime system is a great idea. Character builds and the RPG elements is a feature I'd have even loved to see in the original Arkham games. I mean, I guess it's cool that you can play as 4 different characters in the game's main story. Okay. Let's talk shit about the game now. Here's what's bad about the game. The nightly crime system is boring in practice if you've only got the same stupid crimes happening over and over and over again. Also, hunting down one particular type of crime in a randomized system can drive you up the wall. Character builds and RPG elements should frankly bring your character up to the skill level of Batman from the Arkham games. Because personally, if I'm playing a game full of Batman trainees and all these kids are basically nerfed versions of Batman, I expect to build myself up to what Batman could do in the Arkham games. Instead, everything is like splintered across 4 characters, and you can never really build anyone up to that level. If you're reading into what I just said, you know that I'm really bitching about the lack of free flow combat in the game. I mean, they actually had the insane idea to remove free flow combat, the best thing in an Arkham game, and replace it with absolutely nothing but dog shit. Pure and utter bullshit. Just the horseshittiest shit. I mean, you can't even see where everyone is when you're fighting them. You are not able to crowd control. You cannot build up a solid combo. What the fuck were they thinking? No, I won't calm down. I'm pissed. No, this is bullshit. I mean, you can get used to it. You can probably get used to the combat mechanics. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying, why would you want to? If you want to convince the player to play your game's endgame content, which also consists of the same horseshitty bullshit combat mechanics, then who would do that to themselves? I mean, honestly, who thought it was a good idea to replace free flow with dog shit? What the f? Coming in at number 4, you've got the man, the myth, the legend, Batman Arkham Knight. I'll tell you why this game is so low on the list. 1, the Batmobile. People just wanted to drive around in that thing. Instead, they leaned so hard into it, they gave it a bunch of tank mechanics, and those were so terrible. Those levels were the worst. I hate the idea of even replaying them just to make this video for you. Playing friggin' hide and seek with the Arkham Knight at one point with the tank is probably the lowest point in the game for me. Number 2, the script. The script, in my opinion, is pretty bad. This one didn't employ the soulful stylings of Paul Dini, and it shows. Even Batman's dialogue in the game sounds almost as cringy as something like Master Chief would say in a 343 game.
Wait, what? What are you gonna do?
Improvise.
What are you going to do?
Improvise.
Not only that, but I mean, let's be honest, the Arkham Knight reveal was pretty lame too. Almost as lame as the reveal of Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness. Not only that, but the entire story was a hodgepodge of storylines that were adapted from all over the place and frankly done a lot better elsewhere. I mean, how many times are we supposed to watch Batman overcome fear toxin without a cure? Then to have Scarecrow get hit with his own product at the end. Anyways, the other reason is because of the boss fights. This game is basically devoid of any good boss fight. I mean, honestly, can anyone name one good boss fight from this game? Go ahead, I'll give you 30 seconds. I lied, I'm not gonna give you 30 seconds. Also, the Rogues Gallery is a lot smaller in scale, and the Batmobile, Bat-Tank bosses are meh. That being said, this game has great combat, just like the other 2 Arkham Trilogy games, but the entire package is slightly weaker because of all of the above. What I will say, though, is when Joker drags Jason Todd into the shadows, great moment.
No, we don't, Daddy. I want to keep him forever.
No, please, no, no!
Coming in at number 3, the one that started it all, Arkham Asylum. What makes this game good is also what gives this game a glass ceiling. All of the complaints about Arkham Knight are basically reversed here. The script is strong, if not amazing.
Hey, Sharpie. Love what you've done with the place.
That's Walden Shop to you.
The boss fights in Rogues Gallery are what pull you into the game, and the Batmobile is only in the game sparingly. Barely at all, but it's still there. Add all that up, and you're already starting off strong. But what else is there to the game? A lot, actually. The endgame content keeps you coming back to the game to play the Predator maps and the combat maps. Overall, though, in comparison to the other Arkham games coming after it, it is admittedly kind of small. The world is open, but not that open. It's big, but not that big. You have a lot to explore, but not that much when you know what's coming on the horizon. The size of the game is also what makes it so great. Arkham Asylum walked, so Arkham City could run. That's nice. Okay, anyways. So now we're coming to the number 2 and number 1 Arkham games, and I'm about to piss off a lot of people. All we have left is Arkham City and Arkham Origins. So which is the better game? Hard to say. Which is the buggier game? Definitely Arkham Origins. So that's 1 point against it. Which game has a shitty multiplayer element that was a waste of everyone's time? Well, Arkham Origins. So 1 more point against it. Alright, so which game is more original? Well, Arkham City came out first, and Arkham Origins is pretty much a lateral iteration made by WB Montreal, not even Rocksteady, and it's not a marked jump up in the series. Both of these games are open world Batman games that let you run around the entire city utilizing basically the same combat mechanics and gadgets. Challenge maps are essentially the same creature too. You've got your combat, predator, and custom maps to keep you busy well after the story is completed. You've also got more options in terms of characters in Arkham City. You can play as Batman, Robin, Nightwing, and Harley Quinn in the game. Cool. So here's why I think Arkham Origins is the number 1 Batman game. For me, at this point, it is entirely subjective. I just told you all the great things about Arkham City that make it better than Arkham Origins. But I think there are two places where Arkham City takes a backseat to Origins. First of all, it's a script. I've been talking about scripts in most of these games so far, and the better the script, the more engaging the story, and the more engaging the overall experience is. Arkham Asylum has a basic script that starts to collapse when you find out the Joker's ultimate goal. Arkham City's story isn't much better, to be honest. You have to suspend your disbelief so much from the outset of the game's premise. Not only is the Arkham City concept itself just downright ridiculous, but putting Bruce Wayne into the thick of the city without a costume and having him behave like a badass makes it hard to separate Bruce Wayne from the Batman persona. There is no subtlety there, not even with the voice acting, to be honest. So on top of all that, the mystery surrounding the plot isn't that strong, and the overall reveal isn't even as engaging as the Joker's plotline, which is, a subplot in the game. That's not to say that it's bad. It's still an original plot, which is more than you can say for Arkham Knight, but it just wasn't spectacular. Another reason? Well, it's definitely the set pieces in the game. So Arkham City's bosses are good, but not great. They're definitely better than, say, Arkham Knight, who doesn't use boss fights very well, but Arkham City's bosses pale in comparison to the amazing theatrical bosses that you get in Batman Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins puts the storyline front and center in this game. Playing through the story in Arkham Origins was completely unexpected when compared to the previous set of Arkham games. You have a premise that lends itself well to an open world Batman concept. There's a bounty on his head, it's gonna attract all kinds of bad guys, he's gotta beat them all up. Cool. That's the kind of plot a video game needs to succeed. Keep it simple, yet plausible. Next, you've got the actual storyline. Once they shed that premise, you've got yourself an excellent character study of both Batman and the Joker. Most of the time, Batman is just a badass one-liner machine that is intimidating but never analyzed. Origins doesn't forget that there's an S at the end of the word Origins in the game's title. So many writers spend too much time on the villains and forget that Batman is a character too. This game does not do that. So that's one big fat point in favor of Origins for me. I still remember the first time I played through Origins after having beaten Arkham Asylum and having beaten Arkham City and thinking this was just going to be a filler game just to whet my appetite, keep me interested until the next real sequel comes out. And then I got to the boss fight with Deathstroke. This fucking boss sets the stage for all the other bosses in the game. Even the boss fight versus Firefly is fun. The creativity and the excitement of these bosses makes the main game story absolutely captivating. So, one more big fat point in favor of Origins. I could actually forgive a lot of the shortcomings of Batman Arkham Origins because of the overall package. The Rocksteady Arkham trilogy already has its fair share of recognition, but Origins is definitely the black sheep of the Arkham series. Well, it was the black sheep until all the other dog shit came out after it. Anyways, at this point, I would kill for a solid remake of this game on current-gen consoles. Playing through this game's story isn't a slog like the other games because it's such a compelling storyline, and the bosses keep your interest. Hell, even trying to play through the game without dying was a fun experience. So to all the body shamers out there that love to drag Origins through the mud, saying it's crap, dog shit, its multiplayer sucked, you're not wrong. But, I would say this, you've already won. Congratulations. We don't have any remakes, but please, everyone else who hasn't played this game, go into Arkham Origins with an open mind. Play the game, find it on Steam, and just tell me that it deserves all the hate it gets. And if it does, well, what can I say? Fuck you. Okay, bye. Anyways, let me know what you think of the Arkham series. If you have a favorite, just drop it in the comments box. I'd love to hear it. And if anyone disagrees with me, which is probably the entire world, that Arkham Origins is the best Arkham game, well, fight me. Don't actually fight me, just put it in the comments. Thanks. I'm afraid of things.